6 months after the events of Horizon Zero Dawn, Aloy is back to continue her quest in the Forbidden West. Her journey will take her from Utah to the Pacific Coast, and she will discover new lands, machines, and threats to overcome. I'm Steve Vigvari, and this is the story of Horizon Forbidden West. Be warned, there will be spoilers for both Horizon games here, so keep that in mind before watching the rest of the video. Before jumping into the story of Horizon Forbidden West, let's quickly recap what we learned in Zero Dawn. A man called Ted Farrow created machines that consume biomass and fuel and can self-replicate. One day these machines went rogue and threatened to kill all life on the planet. This became known as the Farrow Plague. Farrow's former business partner Elizabeth Sobek came up with a solution to stop the Farrow Plague. She wanted to save humanity with a series of AI programs called Gaia. Gaia has 9 subordinate functions. Minerva is in charge of disabling the machines. Apollo stores human knowledge. Demeter restores the Earth's plant life. Artemis handles the animals. Poseidon purifies the oceans. Aether controls the weather. Eleuthia takes care of humans. Hephaestus creates friendly robots. And if everything goes south, Hades wipes out everything and starts from scratch. Gaia cared for the world until one day a signal turned her subordinate functions into independent AIs. Hades went crazy and tried to wipe the world, so Gaia had to self-destruct to stop it. Before doing so, Gaia created a clone of her creator Elizabeth Sobek. This clone is Aloy, and she is the only one who can stop Hades, eventually rebuild Gaia, and save the world.
Aloy? Why does that woman look like you?
It's okay, bro. We look alike because we're the exact same. Genetically identical.
But she was one of the old ones. How can you be her?
Because I wasn't born. I was made. By a machine.
Farrow purged Apollo, causing humanity to regress to a primitive hunter-gatherer state. In Horizon Zero Dawn, Aloy destroyed Hades, or so she thought. Horizon Forbidden West begins 6 months after the destruction of Hades. Aloy needs to find a backup of Gaia to save the Earth. With her friend Varl, she heads to a former facility of Zeniths, a secret space colonization company. As they didn't find Gaia's backup in this facility, Varl suggests that they track down Silence, a shady character who tricked Aloy on behalf of Hades in Zero Dawn. Aloy heads to the Spire, a gigantic structure near Meridian. She discovers that the land she used to destroy Hades didn't purge the AI, but rather transferred its intelligence to Silence. At the top of the Spire, a hologram of Silence invites the Huntress to join him in the West to learn his discoveries.
Oh, I'll come find you.
Yes. Well, and the coordinates make it simple enough. Even for you.
Aloy heads to the Forbidden West. These lands are ruled by the Tenakth tribes, who are in the midst of a civil war. Chief Hikaru wants to make peace with the Karja, the tribe ruling over Meridian. Regala, the rebel leader, would rather continue the war. Aloy continues to track down Silence and finds a damaged Hades in an abandoned facility. Aloy destroys the AI for good when she is contacted by Silence. He extracted all of Hades' knowledge and found a backup of Gaia in a gene-locked hatch only Aloy can open, as she is the clone of Elizabeth Sobek, the scientist who created Gaia. Inside the gene-locked hatch, Aloy finds a backup of Gaia, but unfortunately none of its subordinate functions are available. Aloy needs to find them, scattered across the uncharted territories of the Forbidden West. As she finds the location of the Minerva module, the gene-locked hatch opens. Aloy is not the only clone of Elizabeth Sobek, and a girl named Beta is leading the way for a group of humans with futuristic enhancements who are part of Zeniths. They get their own backup of Gaia and leave to find the subordinate functions. Varl joins Aloy and they leave to find Minerva. They eventually recover it and find the location of Aether, Demeter, and Poseidon. Gaia warns Aloy that they should get these subordinate functions before trying to capture Hephaestus. The AI evolved since it became free and may not be as friendly as the others. Gaia also reveals that Hades was activated by a signal that came from the Sirius star system. Aloy continues her journey and recovers Aether. Gaia receives a distress signal with coordinates. Aloy and her companions investigate, believing Aletheia is in trouble and asking for help. When they get to these coordinates, Aloy and her friends see a member of Zenith fighting tribespeople. They were testing a new weapon against the Zenith to try and get rid of their personal shield. Upon further investigation, Aloy finds a nearby facility holding Beta, the other clone of Elizabeth Sobek. She explains that Far Zenith are ruthless and they already have Aletheia, Artemis, and Apollo under their control. But the girl managed to steal their Gaia backup so they can't use the AIs.
What? She's... Look, I swear I'm not drunk, but right now I'm seeing double.
Beta tells Aloy that Far Zenith established a colony world on Sirius, but it only lasted a few hundred years until a natural disaster made it uninhabitable. The same people who left Earth 1,000 years ago to escape the Faro Plague are still alive, thanks to a combination of pharmaceuticals and technological implants. They are now back to wipe the Earth clean and start over. Aloy continues her trip and heads to Las Vegas, not to gamble in a casino but to recover Poseidon. She then travels to California to find Demeter, and meets the Quen, a foreign tribe from across the Pacific Ocean. Aloy helps them find the data they need to solve an ecological crisis in their homeland, while she recovers Demeter. Gaia finds a method to capture Hephaestus, but it requires Ted Faro's Omega-level access code. Aloy goes to San Francisco and finds Faro's bunker. Sio, the leader of the Quen, comes with her. Aloy gets the Omega clearance she needed. Turns out Faro wasn't dead, but managed to stay alive using gene therapy. But things didn't really go as planned, and while Faro is alive, he looks nothing like a human now. Sio, who idolized Faro, finds out about the fate of his hero. He decides to burn everything to the ground and kill all witnesses, including Aloy. Aloy manages to escape, and Sio is crushed by a falling statue of Faro. Aloy goes back to Gaia with her Omega clearance. The AI tells her that Hephaestus had gained even more power and absorbing it would take about 35 hours, giving plenty of time for the Zeniths to find them. To speed up the process, both Aloy and Beta take their Gaia backups to Gemini Cauldron to absorb Hephaestus twice as quickly. Aloy, Beta, and Varl manage to capture Hephaestus, but their happiness doesn't last long, as 3 Far Zenith members break through the ceiling. Gerard and Eric managed to capture Beta, steal Gaia, and kill the poor Varl. The third Far Zenith member, Tilda, turns on her former allies and helps Aloy escape. Tilda brings Aloy to safety and explains that she found and repaired Aloy's old focus, allowing her to see various exploits of the Huntress. She was inspired by what she saw and decided to help Aloy stop Far Zenith. Remember the tribe fighting a civil war we met at the beginning of the game? Well, they're coming in very handy now. Silence has been supporting the Tenakth rebels to use them against the Far Zenith when the time comes. Aloy refuses to sacrifice the Tenakth. Instead, she challenges their leader, Regala. At the end of the battle, she can either kill Regala or convince her to join her cause. With the Tenakth in Aloy's pocket, Silence has no choice but to work with her. Aloy and her friends launch an assault on the Far Zenith's base. Everyone combines their efforts to defeat the Zeniths, but there is a bigger threat on the way. The Far Zenith colony didn't die on its own. It was destroyed by Nemesis, a rogue AI that resented humanity when it was abandoned by the colonists. Nemesis was the one who activated the Hades extinction signal and is now coming to destroy the planet. Far Zenith came to Earth to avoid Nemesis and hope Gaia could provide safe haven. Tilda admits that one of the reasons she is fond of Aloy was that she was in love with Elizabeth Sobek. She wants to steal Gaia to create a new world far away from Earth. Tilda tries to force Aloy onto the Odyssey, a colony spaceship, to join her on that fantastic trip.
I'm not asking. You're coming with me.
Aloy fights against Tilda, who wears a huge Far Zenith exoskeleton. The Huntress eventually wins the fight, seemingly killing Tilda in the process. Silence reveals he knew about Nemesis from Hades' extracted data. He wants to steal the Odyssey shuttle and the Apollo database to save humanity from Nemesis' wrath far away from Earth. He invites Aloy to join him, without fighting her, as Tilda did. Aloy declines and gets back to her friends. Silence changes his mind and decides to stay on Earth to help the tribes prepare to fight Nemesis. And that wraps up the story of Horizon Forbidden West. What do you think happens next? Let us know in the comments. If you like this video, hit the thumbs up and subscribe to the Leaderboard for more gaming content each and every week.